This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, it's the beginning of league play throughout the section, and we have the exciting matchups. You'll see undefeated Sutter take on Colfax, Ponderosa takes on Casa Roble, and Enoch faces Oakdale.
Volleyball action includes Sierra battling Manteca. Water polo has Rockland and Jesuit screwing off. And you'll see the story of the Manteca football player refusing to let a birth defect keep him off the field. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. We start tonight in Fair Oaks, where the Bella Vista Broncos are having their best start since 2009. The Broncos are 4-0 on the year. Prior to this season, the Broncos had won just one game since 2016. A 43-game losing streak broken last season.
That's right. Vista won its league opener against River Valley last week, but faces the defending Capital Valley League champs this week. Antelope is also 1-0 in league play after a thrilling win over Roseville last week. Only one team will walk away with a 2-0 league record. The game played at Bella Vista on Thursday night.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Bella Vista Thursday night. As you guys mentioned, the Broncos have a lot to be proud of this season and also showing their pride for our armed forces with special jerseys for Military Appreciation Night. But it was anchors away for Antelope first. Josiah Bateman hits Cassidy Cole perfectly in stride, a 60-yard score, and it's 7-0. The Titans were without star running back Karan Borders due to injury, but Bateman and others stepped up. He finds Trevon Watson, and it's 13-0 early second quarter. About 90 seconds left in the half, and Antelope at it again. Bateman rolls out and throws across his body to David Whitten, and Whitten will nearly make it into the end zone, dragged down just short. But no matter, Caleb Jefferson would punch it in, and it's 21-0. Not a whole lot of time left for the Broncos to get on the board in the half, but you don't need a lot of time when you have Carson Newman. He fields the squib kick, and we can all say hello, Newman, and goodbye as he has gone down the sideline, and Bella Vista has some life going into the half, 21-7. The Broncos would recover an onside kick to start the third, and here comes Newman again, going against the grain. Oh, the humanity! Newman scores again, and the Broncos are only down 21-13. But that was a wake-up call for the Titans. Jefferson gets the carry, does a good job here just to hold on to the ball on his way to the end zone, and the Titans have some more cushion, 28-13. Still midway through the third, Zion Simmons does a little spin on his way to the score. Antelope starting to run away with it at 35-13. Still in the third, Bateman going back to the air. It's Cole again who stays on his feet and gets in for his second score of the game. The Titans wind up running away with it, 54-13 the final. 3 straight wins for Antelope after starting 0-3.
Out to Nevada Union, where the student section was ready to do some work on East Nicholas. I'm Mark Willis, but it was the defense doing work on the offense in the first half. Here's East Nick's Rest coming in to get the sack for the Spartans. Then East Nick on the move as Ty Grigsby hits teammate over the middle, but a great play by Andrew Webster to knock the ball, and it's a fumble! James Kinney of NU falls on it, and the Miners are in business. Let me put it to you this way. Every drive in the first half led to no points for both teams. Here's Nevada Union's Clay Renner falling on a fumble, so we go to halftime tied at 0. In the second half, East Nick put a drive together. Grigsby rolls out and hits his tight end Ryan Engler for a 30-yard pickup. That led to this 11-yard touchdown by Ress as Grigsby pitches it to Rhett just in the nick of time. The Spartans get the 2-point conversion, 8-0. In the fourth we go. East Nick gets the ball back, and Ty Grigsby keeps it himself from a yard out. He's in. They get the conversion once again, 16-0 Spartans. Second half was all Spartans as the boys in red did damage on the ground. Grigsby keeps himself over here, fakes me out, and he's gone for 47 yards. The Spartans break this sucker open and lead it 24-0. Down a bunch, and you had to go to the air, and East Nick knew it, so they sent the house. Ress and Aiden Kepler had a house party in the backfield, sharing a sack. And when the Miners had time to throw, the Spartans made great plays like this. Isaac Rakucci leaps up and snags the ball out of the air, interception, and that would do it as the East Nick Spartans pitch a shutout. I've heard a lot about these boys over the years, and they did not disappoint. Hey, Ty Grigsby, what do you got to say?
You know, we're expecting it to be physical, They were a bigger team, and we never played them before, but we played hard. Good practice all weekend. I'm glad my guys came through with the dub. So.
Brian Mueller here to check out a Monday night matchup of two top teams, Christian Brothers facing 24-0 West Campus. Falcons dominating the first set, Simone Huarte on the dig, Drew de Guzman gives it right back to her, and Huarte does the rest. 14-9 CB. Sydney Wallen gets met by a wall of warriors, but she sticks with it, gets another whack at it, and that one lands. The Falcons take the first set 25-13. To the second, where West Campus gets off to a nice start. Check out this fun little shot from Margot Magoza. Finds some empty space on the left side, and the Warriors are up 11-8. But the Falcons put up a furious comeback. De Guzman on the dig. Aaliyah Constancio sets up Wallen, who goes hunting for the corner and gets it. That ties it up at 18. Falcons up 23-21 now. Sarah Trasmonti gets the dig. De Guzman moves it along to Huarte, and she gets another one. The Falcon freshman helps CB take the first set 25-21. In the third, the Warriors once again come out hot. This was a wild play. Milani Fragata with a one-hand diving dig. Then Camilla Ayin just trying to get this over. It's off the net and in. West Campus leads 9-6. But the Falcons come back again. They're up 21-20 when Huarte handles the serve. De Guzman sends it right back to her, and the freshman delivers again. 14 kills in the match as the Falcons take the set and the match to hand West Campus its first loss of the year.
Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. The Tracy and St. Mary's girls water polo teams meeting in the pool in Stockton on Wednesday night. The Rams with the early lead. Ashley Ruiz passes to a wide open Caitlin Knutson. Knutson swims furiously towards the net before landing the shot. 1-0 St. Mary's. The Rams go up 3-0 with 4.5 to go in the first. Abby Maffett to a well-guarded Ruiz. Ashley, through two defenders, fires a shot off, and it goes 5-0 St. Mary's after one. Amanda Herrera wants to get in on the scoring action. Amanda takes the pass from Alexis Isiano, and inching her way closer, she makes it a 6-0 game. Tracy trying to get the party started, but Lily Kirby denies the Bulldogs shot. But Tracy gets on the board on a penalty shot. Ariana Munoz does not miss, and that's the Bulldogs' first score. 4.5 to go in the first. Rams passing around the perimeter. Herrera, Maggie Valdez, Lexi Edwards. Lexi sees an open shot, and it goes off the keeper and just inside the post. More Ram dominance to close out the second quarter. Ruiz sees Marissa Brock, and Marissa will not miss. 14-1 St. Mary's at the break. Herrera would finish with a game-high 4 goals as she nails the shot from distance, but Tracy would go on to score once more before time expires. Abigail Riley to Caitlin Lewandowski. Caitlin finds the far back of the goal, but the Rams are just too powerful to deny. Isiano caps off the scoring with just under a minute to go. The Rams improve to 3-0 in Tri-City League play. We will have highlights from the boys' game a little later on in the show. Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. Our first Player of the Week is Robert McDaniel from Houston. The Huskies beat league rival Escalon for the first time since 2015 last week. The Huskies quarterback racked up over 280 yards on 13 passes. Robert also threw 2 touchdowns.
Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Caden Pinnock from Del Oro. Caden completed 13 passes for 241 yards and 4 touchdowns in the team's win last week. Caden Pinnock and Robert McDaniel, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD teaches us how we can save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
Hi, my name is Jordan Love from Endicott High School, and this is this week's Clean Power City Tip. Try trading clothes, borrowing, or buying secondhand clothes to minimize your impact on resources. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, our first Sun Power Electric game. Undefeated Sutter and Colfax square off in Pioneer Valley League play.
Then it's Armillo and Natomas on the gridiron. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle, Hyundai Nexo. We've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF Niners, we just win. SF Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
Our first SunPower Electric game tonight is a battle between the defending Pioneer Valley League champs and the league newcomer. Sutter is in its first year in the Sac-Joaquin section and new to the Pioneer Valley League. The Huskies are 5-0 on the year so far, 1-0 in league play.
Sutter goes up against Colfax this week. The Falcons are 3-1 on the year and will look to defend their title against the Rookies in our first SunPower Electric game. Aubrey was there.
Game.
It is a beautiful night here in Colfax, surrounded by pine trees as we get ready for Sutter to face the Colfax Falcons. Now, we mentioned in studio, Sutter is brand new to the Sac-Joaquin section and the Pioneer Valley League, but the Huskies will be a serious contender. The 5-0 Huskies are led on defense by Auckland Asiagi. The D-end has 15 tackles for loss this year on a defense that has allowed just 21 points in those 5 games. River Roach will start under center for the 3-1 Falcons. The junior quarterback threw for over 200 yards in the PVL opener last week. Colfax, the reigning league champs, looking to defend its crown against the Rookies in our SunPower Electric game. And the Sutter defense doing its thing early, forcing a 3-and-out. Colfax goes to punt it, but the kick is blocked by Joey Bicknell. And guess what? It's Bicknell who ultimately comes up with it in the end zone, so that's a touchdown. It's 7-0 Huskies. And the defense comes back onto the field. Colfax looking to tie this game up, but Auckland Asiagi gets the stop in the backfield. It's 7-0 Sutter after 1. Colfax driving 4 minutes into the second. Roach shuffling around with pressure all around him, slinging it ahead to Cannon Tomlin, and that's a nice catch for the senior. A few plays later, River looking left before dumping a short pass off to Malachi Thompson. Thompson barrels his way into the end zone. The point after is no good. It's 7-6 Sutter. On the next Husky drive, Jagger Beck hands it off to Robbie Faupula. Robbie is tough to take down, bobbing and weaving down the field before getting taken down about 15 yards out. And on the next play, Beck on the option gives it to Joshua Greger, and the big man powers in for 6. It's 14-6 at the half. In the third quarter, the Huskies give it back to Greger. Someone stop this man. Josh, only a junior, and that is a big gain leading to this touchdown. The Huskies battering ram. Robbie Faupula is given the honors as Sutter begins to run away with this one. More Sutter in the fourth quarter. Luke Miller started this game at quarterback and ended up playing most of the snaps at running back. Miller gives his team 6. It's 27-6 Sutter. And we'll finish off these highlights with a Gregor touchdown. He's big and he can move, breaking free before finding his way into the end zone as the Sutter Huskies make quick work of the defending PVAL champs. Gregor with 2 touchdowns on the night, but the defense a big part of this win.
I think we were able to start pressuring the quarterback more in the second half. We started to shut him down.
Our defense is amazing every year. They always show out every game, every year, and we don't expect anything less from them. So it's new, and it's really exciting to be in a new league and show out like we just did today. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Ian Olsen coming to you from Natomas High School, where fans are all set to see their Nighthawks take on the Armijo Royals. Here we go. The Nighthawks cap a methodical first quarter drive on 4th and goal from the half-yard line. Corey Brown keeps it himself and finds the edge for the game's first score. The Nighthawk defense follows the score with some plays of its own, including a sack by Kahiri Lewis and a tackle for loss by Jameer Williams. forcing a 3-and-out. Natomas starts the second quarter strong. After finding a seam up the middle, Angel Gutierrez gets some help from his teammates, who push the running back past the goal line, out-muscling the Royal defense to tally another score. And the scoring has just begun. Gutierrez doesn't find a hole on the right side, so he changes direction, finding room to run for a 16-yard gain. Brown then stepping back before heaving it down the field to Darius Hemingway. Hemingway makes the catch before racing in for 6 to boost the Nighthawk lead. Now it's time for the Natomas secondary to show its stuff. After fielding a punt, Mekhi Bird makes a few men miss and finds room. Mekhi will not be denied. The senior captain takes it all the way back for 6, showing consistency from all units for the Nighthawks. Early in the second quarter, Armijo looking to get on the board. The Royal quarterback goes for the pass, but it ends up in the hands of Paul Lanier. Paul tiptoeing down the sideline and finds his way into the end zone for the pick 6, making sure the offense, defense, and special teams all score touchdowns on the night. Later in the third quarter, Gutierrez shows he's the man of the night. The Nighthawk running back takes the handoff, sneaks through the line, and darts in for 6. Armijo starting the final quarter with a spark. Royal defensive tackle Kendrick Solcito knocks the ball free, and it's scooped up by Tamarcus Williams, who returns it 20 yards. With the Royals back on offense, quarterback Willie Nixon goes deep and finds Kamani Dokes in stride for a 22-yard Royal touchdown. But it was too little too late, as the Nighthawks go on to win in dominant fashion, 41-6. Natomas improves to 3-2 on the year and will face Florin next to start league play.
Coming up, it's Lincoln battling East Union.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 girls volleyball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like People of Christ Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Grab the Keys Let's Go sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
We continue tonight with a very interesting non-league matchup down in Manteca. The East Union Lancers play in the very tough Valley Oak League. Senior Dylan Lee has thrown 8 touchdowns this season, racking up over 1,000 yards in the air and on the ground.
The Lancers have just one more preseason game left on their schedule. The Lincoln Trojans are 2-2 on the year, returning outstanding Kenyon Nelson at quarterback. East Union and Lincoln on Friday night in Manteca. Here come the Lancers. Lincoln will be East Union's final non-league opponent, and Lincoln comes out firing. The screen pass, Kenyon Nelson to Tyrone Deloney, and the senior is quick. Hardly a Lancer in sight as Deloney makes his way to pay dirt for the Trojans' first score. And with just under 4 minutes to go in the first, Nelson this time goes deep. Jathan Long is well defended, but he comes up with the catch, and the score is 20-0 Lincoln after 1. In the second, Nelson this time uses his feet instead of his arm. The 3-star recruit goes and dives in for 6. The Lancers look for their first score with 8.5 to go in the half. Handed off to Carson Sanders. He zips up the seam and picks up a big gain for EU. The drive ending in a Lancer touchdown. Dylan Lee, the quarterback sneak, 33-7, Lincoln on top. East Union cutting back into that Lincoln lead. Lee with a beautiful pass downfield. Somehow Anthony Avalar is able to haul it in. The Lancers score a couple plays later, but Lincoln never takes its foot off the gas. Nelson rolling to his left and connecting on a short pass to Damian Amaru Jordan Boozer, and DAGB does the rest. He's got 4 names and 6 points for the Trojans. Are you wondering about the Lincoln defense? Well, they were superb, as I show you a pick 6 from Daniel Emojiv B, starting near the far sideline, cutting across the field, and that score makes it a 32-point game. Let's see one more offensive touchdown for the Trojans. We have a new quarterback in, Martin Tokmo to Morvin Piero, and just a sophomore for Lincoln. Piero caps off the scoring as Lincoln takes home the victory. The Trojans win 3 in a row, finishing off their non-league season with a 3-2 record. Nelson with 7 combined touchdowns.
Each week we bring you stories of inspirational athletes overcoming adversity in their lives.
There are many roles within a football team, from being a star player, special teams, or even just on the scout team. Every player must be all in, and senior Manteca Junior Aguilar is all in. This season, Manteca football is going for it all.
It's a good mix of the old vets who have been there, done that, and the new young hungry buffs coming up to, to kind of take part. So they're gelling pretty well so far. Hopefully we can keep it rolling.
When it's game time, we're always ready for the challenge.
Alvaro Aguilar is a senior playing in his first season with the Buffaloes. Friends and family call him Junior.
All my life, I've always wanted to be playing football.
And Junior got the chance this season, making the varsity team. Junior was born with just one fully grown arm, but his talent and drive were apparent.
So Junior, he came to us in the summer. He came a little late, wanted to play football, and said, we'll give you a shot and see how it goes. And from day one, one of the hardest working kids, in that weight room.
That was always looked on as different, but I never really cared. I always kept it with the positive mentality. A lot of kids were thinking the opposite way, being like, oh, he just has one hand. But there's a lot of other people that are good people and, treat you the same as they would to anybody else. And that's what I respect.
He's definitely brought a lot of juice, a lot of energy to what we do. Always jumping in. He's never afraid to get in there and get dirty. He's so fearless that sometimes we have to hold him back a little bit, because he'll take on the biggest guy in the team without questioning. So, he brings a lot of energy, a lot of juice, and he just loves playing football.
Junior plays mostly on special teams and will even dabble at linebacker and receiver. He's not a starter, but Junior says his job is to help this team anywhere he can.
Whatever role I'm given, I just do it. Like a lot of times they have me on blocking positions. I'm fine with that. I do my best, try to get through it. And if I get to at least have one chance to go for the ball, I'll assure you I won't drop it.
From that very first day, they just saw how bad he wanted and how hard he worked, and he won himself a spot on the team. And I think they pull from that, and I think it kind of brings everybody's level up a little bit.
Growing up, Junior never saw his birth defect as a disability.
I don't really consider it challenging because I try my best, just to do with the process and handle whatever I have to handle.
I like his drive. He doesn't stop no matter what. And I really admire that about him.
Junior's little cousin Diego plays on the freshman team.
He's able to do anything he can because he's not scared to do anything. Nothing really frightens him when he plays football. He'll take anyone on when he's on that football field. When he gets the pads and the helmet on, nothing scares him.
Junior spent last year focusing on his schoolwork. This year, he continues to work hard in the classroom while giving it all on the field.
I want to make my parents proud. I want to make myself know that, I can graduate high school, overcome obstacles, and maybe potentially get a great job in the future.
He says the lessons he learns through football, he will take with him through life.
And it's just taught me to never give up on anything, always keep it 110. I am a Catholic. I believe that, I'm blessed even though it's not really shown. Just having the great mindset to be trying to push forward at all times.
Pushing forward towards a goal. Junior and his teammates have big goals for this season, and with every player like Junior playing all in, we can expect these undefeated Buffaloes to achieve some big things. Junior gives his all in any role Coach Varnum puts him in. He is very excited to be part of the team for his senior year and is also thriving in the classroom.
Yeah, and just amazing what he can do.
It is, yeah. Bench pressing 75 pounds there.
Yeah, probably twice as much as me. This season, Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who give it all on the field and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champions Student Spotlight, we meet Eddie Hill. Eddie is the captain of the water polo team at Rockland High School. This season, Eddie is the student body president. Eddie gave a great speech at the start of his school year and is eager to serve his school. Congrats, Eddie, on the election and for your service to your school.
Coming up, it's the U.S. Army Game of the Week as Ponderosa meets Casa Robles.
Then we have Rockland and Jesuit meeting in boys water polo. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Shelton.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering $88 AC tune-ups with a free water heater safety inspection. High-five service, champion attitude. Your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the U.S. Army Game of the Week. Casa Robles is looking very strong this season. The Rams feature an outstanding sophomore quarterback, Connor Campbell, who's thrown 14 touchdowns this season, tallying up 947 passing yards for the 3-1 Rams.
Yeah, Connor's a good one. Casa taking on Ponderosa in the final non-league game. Pondo is 2-1 on the year, looking for a win before jumping into Foothill Valley League play. It's Ponderosa and Casa Robles for the U.S. Army Game of the Week. Our Strawberry was there.
Camo night out at Casa Robles as the Rams hosted the Ponderosa Bruins. I'm Mark Willis. First quarter, both teams' offenses got off to a slow start. Here, Caleb Smithy for Pondo was playing like a center fielder, flagging down fly balls, and he gets the interception here. With 2 minutes to go in the first, Casa scores their first touchdown. Daniel Renner from 14 yards out. Up the middle he goes, and he's in. After Evan Combs picks off the pass, the very next play, the Rams reward him. Connor Campbell tosses it forward to Combs, who gets around the corner, and he's in. 14-0 Rams. Second quarter now, Campbell gets flushed out of the pocket. He throws it up to his sophomore buddy, Elijah Huddles, who snatches the 16-yard pass for the score. 21-0 Rams. Then Connor Campbell sees pressure coming at him. He slides to his right and scoots up the field. This is an impressive run. He does not even get touched once, a la Kyler Murray, and Campbell is in. It's now 28-0. But the Bruins make something happen before halftime. Austin Sanchez tosses it to Caleb Cameron, who pitches it over to Caleb Smithy. It's the Shingle Spring Special. Sanchez catches the ball in the end zone, the quarterback with the touchdown, and Pondo's on the board. Third quarter, more of the same for Casa as Cole Owens lines up in the backfield, and he's just too quick, scoring from 4 yards out, and the Rams have blown this game wide open. One more time, it's Campbell's hooking up with Huddles, who gets to the outside, thinks about a move, and decides to save for later as he stiff arms the defender to the turf and cruises into the end zone from 42 yards out, and that would do it. Casa wins big, and after the game, 107.9 radio DJ Strawberry caught up with the Rams.
Man, what a game. Do these Rams have any more energy to get on TV with me? Or how we doing? How we doing? Let's start things off with Cole. Cole, you guys are now 4-1. You've had some real tough teams. This is the last non-league game of the season. What changes next week, and who are you looking for?
So next week we got Mesa at San Juan.
They're a pretty decent team. They're getting better. But the game we need to prepare for is Pioneer. They got a good running back, and we're going to stop him.
They're on the bulletin board right now. They got a target, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk to one of the seniors on this team, Dylan. Tell me about the growth this team has had over the last 4 years. You've seen it firsthand.
Yes, sir, I have. Over the last 4 years, I've watched this program go from a senior-heavy program to a junior-heavy program, and now this year we have sophomores popping off on both sides of the football. We love it out here, and those sophomores are really putting in work. So that's what we've seen over the last 4 years. So.
I'm glad you brought that up. We have a very young team. One of the sophomores right here. Yeah. This is Elijah. You and the quarterback, both sophomores. Yeah, the cheering section has a "He's a sophomore" chant anytime you guys touch the ball. Talk about the youngness of this team.
We're very young. This is a great team. First year together on varsity, hopefully making it to sections, and we're just going to keep going on. Next year's going to be great also.
There you go. Let's talk about this cowboy hat and the chain. Evan, you got the chain and the hat this game. You deserved it. Now explain it to everybody watching.
So basically, whenever you make a turnover or interception or anything like that, you get this bad boy. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. And before we leave, happy birthday. Happy birthday. My name is Strawberry. I'm on V101.1 and the brand new KISS 107.9. Thank you, Rams. Give me a victory cheer before we get out of here.
All right, here we go. Everybody repeat after me. I never give up.
I never give up.
If I do.
If I do.
Give on those who believe in me.
I give on those who believe in me.
When the name is down.
When the name is down.
I'll pick him up.
I'll pick him up.
They never say. I never give up.
I never give up.
I believe in the cause.
I believe in the cause.
Fight to the end.
I fight to the end.
We'll win.
And we'll win.
We'll win.
And we'll win.
That's our team.
1, 2, 3, Rams.
Nick Pecoraro poolside with you Wednesday night. It's a section finals rematch. The reigning Division I champ Rockland swimming at Jesuit. Here we go. The Marauders came out firing in the first as Rowan Taggett puts Big Red up 1-0 after just 10 seconds. And then Julian Stassi dumps it inside to Keegan Moore, who puts the biscuit in the basket. 2-0 Jesuit. Marauder goalie Karsten Taggett was a brick wall in the first half, denying a Rockland shot, and then Dante Nochetti loses his lid, but not his concentration. He makes it 4-0 Jesuit. Still in the first, Taggett with a winner in traffic makes it 5-0 after 1, but here comes the Thunder. Aaron Ryu looks inside for Dallin Podeska, who gets Rockland on the board, but Jesuit back on the attack. Stassi shows it, and then he throws it. A skip shot extends the Marauders' lead, and then just before the half, it's J.P. Chapman on the break all by himself, gets all up in Rockland's kitchen and makes it 8-1 at the break. Rockland looking for a spark in the third. Cale Irby with the alley-oop to Eddie Hill. Do they have alley-oops in water polo? I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going with. On the other end, Moore gets a long outlet and finishes for his third goal of the night, 10-2 Jesuit. Moore again. He's huffing. He's puffing. But Rockland goalie Jack Kimmel holds his house down. Nice stop there. But Julian Stassi seals it with his fourth goal. Another skip shot. I'm just going to call him Skipper Stassi from now on. And Jesuit avenges its section finals loss with an 11-2 win.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Stephen Weiss with this week's tip.
ACL tears are serious and common athletic injuries, which typically require surgery and 9 to 12 months of recovery and rehab before returning to sports. ACL tears are 4 to 6 times more common in female athletes. This increased risk is believed to be due to differences in how female athletes run, jump, pivot, and land when compared to male athletes. The most effective way to reduce this risk is through participation in an ACL prevention training program, often offered through many physical therapy facilities. These are shown to reduce the risk of non-contact ACL tears by up to 67%, and are most effective when done around the time of your teenage growth spurt.
Coming up, it's our Mattress Firm Perfect Match with Manteca and Sierra squaring off on the Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way.
We keep rolling along tonight with our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. This week it's the Valley Oak League volleyball match between Manteca and Sierra. Manteca comes into the game 2-0 in league play. Courtney Washburn is a big hitter for the Buffaloes.
The Timberwolves enter Thursday's matchup with a 12-1 overall record. Junior outside hitter Zoe Cassart will look to hammer down a win at home. It's our Buffaloes and Timberwolves in this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Nick Pecoraro with our Mattress Firm Perfect Match Thursday. Sierra's off to its best start in school history, but Manteca's had its number in recent years. Here we go. Sierra Zoe Cassart. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Wolves get out to a 10-0 start, and here's Becca Thompson with the sneaky little dump shot. 25-12 Sierra after one. Set two, Thompson setting Cosart now, and it's much of the same for the T-Wolves in the second set. Jenna Dalen gets on the floor as Sophia Marion flips it up to Cosart, who closes out set two, 25-15. But here come the Buffaloes. Carson Van Zant stuffs this Sierra attempt, and then Jessica Almeida feeds Michaela Singh for one of her 16 kills. Manteca had set point 24-20, but the Wolves claw back. Thompson throws a dart for the ace, and we're headed to deuce. Back and forth we go, but it's Singh for Manteca, who pulls an ace out of her sleeve. Buffs take set three, 28-26. Manteca trying to push for a fifth set as Courtney Washburn lets it fly. But check out Becca Thompson. She's about 5'0" standing on a phone book, but she rises up for the block. And this is how you end a 10-year, 16-game losing streak to your arch rival. Dalen to Thompson to Cosart. Let the celebration begin. Sierra moves to 13-1, and Thompson explains what this rivalry win means to her team.
I've been playing here in this program for 4 years, and I've never beat Manteca myself, same with these other girls. And it's just been really hard, showing up every single day, not knowing you're going to lose, but just having that feeling that people are doubting you. And coming into this game, we all felt super confident, so beating Manteca was a huge confident boost, and it meant so much to our team, so much to the program, and so much to the school.
We have some Saturday afternoon football action with Johnson taking on Mira Loma. The Matadors win the coin toss and defer, so Johnson's offense is on the field. Marina Fergata with the screen pass to Jason Fowler in the flat. Fowler gets past a crowd of Matadors, making his way up to the field for the big gain. Jason dives for the end zone. It's ruled just short of the goal line, but the Warriors score on the drive. It's a 8-0 game, and on the next Johnson possession, Fergata this time hits Tim Sloan downfield. A perfect pass through two DBs, and the senior gets taken down near the 20. The Warriors score a couple plays later. Fergata, a very short pass to Kirk Brown III, and Brown does the rest. It's 16-0 Johnson, and this quarter is still far from over. The Warriors sticking with its air game. Fergata hits a crossing Fowler. Jason continues on his path to pay dirt, going untouched, and it is a 22-0 game. And Johnson scores once more before the end of the quarter. Fergata airing it out to Brown. Captain Kirk hauls it in. The Warriors up by 30. And looking to do more damage in the second quarter. About 15 yards out, but the ball is picked off at the 2-yard line by Landon Placencia, and the Matador offense puts together a nice drive. Quarterback Brendan Collins launches a missile to Gabriel Aguilar, 2 steps in, and he hauls it in. Less than 3 seconds ago before the half, Loma going to the passing game once again, but Devin Vong Hamchan picks off the pass in the end zone and makes his way back the other way. Down the sideline he goes. Brown III is there for reinforcement, but he doesn't need it. Devin goes over 100 yards to finish off the pick 6. A strong defensive performance for Johnson as the Warriors improve to 4-1 on the year.
U.S. Army brings us the top recruit each week, shining a light on players getting lots of attention by top colleges.
This week's U.S. Army top recruit is Lamar Radcliffe from Sacramento High School. The Dragons running back had a breakout season last year, tallying up over 2,000 rushing yards and 23 touchdowns. The junior now has 9 Division I offers, including Oregon, USC, and Cal. Want to be a top recruit? Find your path at GoArmy.com. Coming up, a big showdown in the South. Enox and Oakdale meet in our second SunPower Electric game.
Then it's Vista Del Lago and Rio Americano on the hardwood. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Junk Sleep has Mia traveling down the boulevard of boyfriends past.
What type of dog is that? He's also a doctor? Huh. What if Rebel Ted was the one?
Bad news, Mia. I was.
Good news? During Mattress Firm's Sleeping Spree event, save up to $500 plus get a free adjustable base with 2 free bedding items. Only at Mattress Firm.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thanking Heroes, like People of Christ Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Grab the Keys Let's Go sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
We head out to Oakdale now for our second SunPower Electric game tonight. The Mustangs come into the week with a 3-1 record with a big win over Miramonte last week.
Oakdale set to face Enox. The Eagles looking for one more preseason win before jumping into CCAL play. Enox and Oakdale is our second SunPower Electric game. Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, one final non-league tune-up in our SunPower Electric game. Both Enox and Oakdale feature elite offenses. And speaking of the Mustangs, they're coming off a ridiculous game where they ran the ball all 73 plays and racked up 665 yards on the ground. Not surprisingly, the Mustangs feature three 300-plus yard rushers led by Cameron Guthrie's 404 yards rushing. As for the Eagles, they have a pretty good back as well in junior Aiden Muhammad, who's gone for 549 yards and 7 touchdowns. Let's get to our SunPower Electric game. We'll pick things up midway through the first quarter. It's the aforementioned Cameron Guthrie getting the handoff, and he's running hard all the way into the end zone. 56 yards, and the Mustangs are on top 7-0. Second quarter now. Oakdale knocking on the proverbial door again. This time it's Jace Rao with a rousing good run for another score. 14-0 Oakdale. The Eagles trying to respond through the air, but the throw is right in the sweet spot, as in Dagan Sweet's hands. That would set up an Oakdale TD to make it 21-0. The Mustangs with the ball again later in the quarter. This time it's the QB taking it himself. Mickey Merzon has the size and the speed. A 31-yard run, and Oakdale in complete command. They would end the half with a field goal to lead 31-0. To the third now, in Oakdale deciding there's nothing passe about passing. Merzon to Mason Am, a 26-yard connection. It's 38-0. Fourth quarter now. The Mustangs go back to the old reliable ground game. Rao has some blockers in front, and that's enough to spring him. A 77-yard run, 45-0 Oakdale. But the Eagles would get on the board in the fourth. Adam Amar going to the end zone where Shamarcy Breed makes a juggling catch, and Enox has 7. They get the ball back later in the quarter and looking to get a little closer, but it's a bad snap. The ball kicking around in the backfield before Christian Jenkins scoops it up and goes all the way in for another Oakdale score. A complete team effort by the Mustangs as they win it 51-7, and they're looking prime for Valley Oakley play.
I think we're doing good. We have momentum going into it. I think we're playing good, but there's still a lot to work on moving forward, and we're just getting better each week.
Reporting in Oakdale for the SunPower Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
A couple of top teams in the Capital Athletic League met on Monday night in Rio Americano hosting Vista del Lago. Rio Americano in black ties set 1 up at 5. Greystone over to Lulu Voss. Oh, that looks expensive. Then Vista would rally and take the early 10-7 lead as Peyton Hubbard over to Kaya Fanshear, and she had a big night for the Eagles. But the Raiders would tie things up at 13. Get used to this name, Greystone. Lots of assists for her. Alice Tully with the kill. Vista ties it up at 24. Fanshear over to Hubbard and back to Fanshear for the kill. But Rio would take game 1. Lulu Voss to Stone over to Nikita Grogaski for the kill. Set 2, Ava Kaufman to Stone over to Voss. She smashed ones down the line for another Rio kill. And Rio on the attack, but check out the old around the horn trick by Vista. Hannah De Silva to Alex Anderson, then Van Sheer scores it. Eagles down 1. Back and forth we go. Rogowski keeps it alive. Stone gets the set and rewards Nikita for the dig. And Rogowski muscles in a kill as well. The Rio Americano takes the second set Kaufman with the dig over to Stone, but this time she dumps it in for the point. Grace Stone, the straw that stirs the Raiders' drink. Third set, Vista jumping out to an early lead. Hubbard sets up Lila Holt, and the lefty slams it off the wall. Then Stone looking to steal another point here, but Anderson was ready, and Hubbard to Ella triplet for the score. This combo was working all night for Rio. Rogowski to Stone to Voss. Set and match. That would do it. Rio wins in 3 straight sets.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to AJ Slokowski from the Ponderosa volleyball team. The captain of the Bruins sports a very impressive 3.9 GPA.
Coming up, Pioneer takes on Woodland Christian.
Then Whitney and Folsom in girls volleyball. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Nick Pecoraro at Woodland Christian Friday. The 4-0 Cardinals taking on 3-1 Pioneer. Here we go. Pioneer's first drive looking to come out firing, but Woodland Christian's Carter Lang comes out of nowhere for the 50-yard pick six. I'll let the Cardinals PA guy take this call. Couldn't have said it better myself. 7-0 Cards, but Pioneer has an answer. The handoff goes to sophomore Landon Dollar, and he's off to the races. A 52-yard score. That ties it up at 7 midway through the first. Cardinals driving now. They've got something going here. As Caden Pasco connects with Lang, it looks like it's a big play, but no! Number 22, Jonathan Rodriguez, forces a fumble. Julian Munoz lands on it, and Pioneer takes over. Second quarter, Jack Carner came in averaging 220 rushing yards per game, so you knew he was going to get his. He breaks it off here from 47 yards. Next Pioneer drive, it's Carner again. He disappears for a second and then bursts out of the line. Another 47-yard score. I promise this is not a replay. Patriots go up 20-7. But Woodland Christian keeping it close before halftime. Gabe Sanchez knows how to boogie too. He takes it all the way to the crib from 46 yards out, and it's 20-14 at the break. Third quarter now. Pioneer quarterback Carson King lofts it downfield, and Hayden Aledo somehow wrestles away an interception and takes it in for the score. 44 yards, and Pioneer leads 26-14. Time winding down on Woodland Christian in the fourth. Cards looking deep, but Pioneer's Hector Casas Jr. comes down with it. That'll do it. Pioneer moves to 4-1 ahead of Golden Empire League play.
We're dogs. You know, we might not be big and beefy, but I think we will attract a lot of attention here in league. We work hard. Our guys are different. It's just a different atmosphere here. We work harder than everyone else. Don't sleep on us.
Out to Folsom for Childhood Awareness Cancer Week. This is Jack Ryan of Folsom. He beat leukemia 10 years ago, and the girls honored him as the honorary captain and wore gold ribbons in their hair. Folsom in the blue tops, Whitney with the return, Alyssa Eimer to Paige Hall to Evelyn Hendricks in the middle, and she bangs it in. Folsom making an adjustment over the middle and puts Lila Jarvis there, and she rises up for the block. Whitney got them hitting on as Jenna Kraft over to Paige Hall to Charity Stevens, and the lefty gets the kill. Wildcats take the first set. On to set two is back and forth. Whitney goes up two thanks to Caitlin Cochran. Down the line winner. If you don't know her, now you do. Cochran is one of the great all-around talents and heading to Oregon State in the fall. Folsom not throwing in the towel at all. Grace Port over to Addison Kanajizer, and she's got some pop in that arm of hers. Then on to set point for Folsom. Kelly Wong's serve was too hot to return, and the Bulldogs even things up at 1. In the third set, the Bulldogs stayed hot. Port over to Lindsay Olsen, and her shot is right on the line for the score. Paige Hall over to Evelyn Hill, and she gets the back line winner for Whitney. Then it's Alyssa Eimer to Cochran over to Jenna Kraft, and then Cal State Monterey commit scores the final point in the third set. So we go to the fourth set, Whitney up 2-1, and some low-hanging fruit for Evelyn Hendricks as she disposes the free ball. Then it's Kraft with the dig over to Paige Hall, who sets up Cochran, and a nice vision by Caitlin to see where the defense ain't. Then it's Cochran over to Kraft. Jenna muscles it through the wickets, and that's enough for the top-ranked team in our poll, picking up the win in 4 sets.
We saw the girls earlier in the show. Here are the boys from Tracy and St. Mary's meeting on Wednesday. Just over a minute in, Andrew Donlin with control before finding Jacob Chacon wide open at the wing. It bounces in to give the Rams the lead. But less than a minute later, Anthony Ghana skips it ahead to Enzo Redamosa, and with a spinning backhand, he gets the shot to go. The Rams continue their scoring rampage. Tobias Butel kicks it over to Andrew Donlin. Andrew gets a few strides closer before reaching back and firing. 4-0 St. Mary's after 1. The Rams keeper Marco Del Porto using his wide wingspan to save this Tracy shot. The Bulldogs stay scoreless until the third quarter. Tyler Pahulu gets it over to Thomas Metke. A tough shot, but it ain't nothing for Metke, who slips it just under the crossbar. Ram keeper Marco Del Porto must not have liked that shot, because here he is on the other side of the pool. Marco Polo, he must get that a lot. Marco scores 15-1 Rams heading into the final quarter. The Bulldogs open up scoring in the fourth. Peter Perea and Bryant Martinez go back and forth before Perea takes his shot as the shot clock expires. That goal is good, but the Rams never letting their foot off the pedal. Chacon across to Ian Estrada. Chacon with 3 goals, and this is Estrada's third as well. Then to close things out, Estrada with a fantastic assist to Ghana, and Anthony punches it in. A cool goal there. The Rams go to 3-0 in Tri-City League play. Redamoza, Donlin, Chacon, and Estrada all with 3 goals apiece.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com. We will send you the entire game digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and so much more. Check out our YouTube page and be sure to subscribe. You'll get all of our latest highlights and the show sent to you every week.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section Top 10 football poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We are back to announce tonight's play of the week.
Our Madman Mark Willis will list off a few contenders and then announce the winner of the play of the week.
All right, here we go. West Campus, Milani Fragata keeps it alive to Camilla Ian, and somehow she gets the point over the net. And it's Oakdale's running back, Jace Rao. He's so rousing. It's awesome. A little cutback here, and the main man will not be denied. 77-yard touchdown. See ya later. Out to Woodland we go. It's Hayden Aledo of Pioneer stealing the pass. It would have been a pick for sure, and he turns it into a touchdown. How about Zoe Cozar Sierra? She gets the kill. Wait, now she gets the kill. But the play of the week goes to this sophomore, Elijah Huddle. Out of my way, amphibian. He trucks his way in for the score. And guess what, Elijah? You get the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Braunstein. Join us next week. We'll share the story of the Liberty Ranch football player trying to get back on the field after battling lymphoma. We'll see you then.